Get ready to embark on a roller coaster ride through the intriguing world of why many men struggle to handle a true Sigma female. Buckle up as we delve into the uncharted territory of modern relationships, where conventional norms are flipped upside down, and the enigmatic Sigma female takes center stage. In this captivating exploration, we'll uncover the raw truths behind why men often find themselves at a loss when faced with the complexity, independence, and unwavering confidence of a Sigma female. So grab your popcorn, because this is a journey you won't want to miss. Number 1. Ego fragility. Many men can't handle a true Sigma female because their egos are too fragile. When a woman exudes unwavering confidence and independence, it highlights the areas where these men feel insecure. It's like holding up a mirror to their shortcomings and fears. Except this mirror doesn't have a flattering Instagram filter. Instead of seeing her as an equal or a partner, they feel threatened and defensive. This reaction stems from deep-rooted societal expectations, where men are often seen as the dominant or more competent partner. When a Sigma female comes along, effortlessly breaking these stereotypes, it's like watching a cat try to deal with a laser pointer. Confusion, frustration, and a whole lot of stumbling. They start to question their own capabilities and relevance, like when you realize the easy assembly instructions are anything but easy. For a lot of men, their ego is tied to being the provider, the protector, and the one in control. A Sigma female doesn't need anyone to provide for her, protect her, or control her. She's perfectly capable on her own. And that can be a tough pill to swallow for someone who has been conditioned to believe that their worth is measured by how much they are needed. It's as if they're the designated driver in a world where everyone's got their own Uber account. Instead of embracing her strength and independence, they might try to undermine her, make her feel smaller, or even distance themselves altogether. It's like watching someone try to deflate a balloon with a stern look. It just doesn't work. The reality is, dealing with a strong, self-assured woman requires a level of self-awareness and confidence that many men simply don't have. They have to confront their own vulnerabilities and insecurities, which is something not everyone is ready or willing to do. Most would rather binge-watch a show about strong women than face one in real life. At number 2, self-sufficiency, intimidation. Many men can't handle a true Sigma female because her self-sufficiency is intimidating. She's completely independent and doesn't rely on anyone to get things done. This shakes up the traditional dynamics where men are often seen as the providers and protectors. For a lot of men, their sense of worth is tied to being needed and being the one who takes care of things. When a Sigma female comes along who doesn't need them in that way, it can feel like a direct threat to their identity. It's like realizing you're not the hero in your own story, but just a sidekick with a questionable costume. Men are used to relationships where their role is clear and their contributions are acknowledged. They want to feel important and indispensable. A Sigma female, however, doesn't play by these rules. She's perfectly capable of handling her own life, making her own decisions, and achieving her own goals without relying on a man. This level of self-sufficiency can be unsettling because it highlights the possibility that they might not be as crucial or irreplaceable as they thought. Suddenly they're in the same boat as an outdated smartphone, still functional but no longer necessary. This independence also means that Sigma females set high standards and expect their partners to meet them. They don't settle for mediocrity or dependency. If a man isn't bringing something substantial to the table, she has no problem moving on. This can be incredibly daunting for men who aren't used to being held to such high expectations. They might feel like they're constantly being tested and that their usual efforts aren't enough. It's like being in a relationship with a living, breathing SAT exam that judges you for leaving the cap off the toothpaste. Moreover, Sigma females are comfortable being alone. They don't need a relationship to feel complete, and they won't stay in one that doesn't serve them well. This level of self-assuredness can make men feel insecure because they realize that she chooses to be with them, not because she needs them, but because she wants them. This choice can make men feel like they're on shaky ground, always aware that if they don't measure up, she can and will leave. It's the romantic equivalent of constantly auditioning for a role you already have but can lose at any moment. Number 3, resistance to control. Ladies, Many men can't handle a true Sigma female because she resists control. She values her freedom and autonomy above all else, and she won't let anyone dictate her actions or decisions. This resistance can be a huge challenge for men who are used to being in control, or who believe they should take the lead in a relationship. Traditional gender roles often place men in the position of decision makers and leaders. When a Sigma female comes into the picture, she disrupts this dynamic. She doesn't need or want anyone to guide her or make choices for her. Instead, she prefers to carve her own path and make her own rules. This can be incredibly frustrating for men who expect compliance or passive agreement from their partners. For men who derive their sense of power and identity from being in control, a Sigma female's independence can feel like a direct threat. They might try to assert their dominance in subtle or overt ways, but she won't bend to their will. Instead, she'll stand her ground and push back against any attempts to control her. This can lead to conflicts and power struggles where the man feels constantly challenged and undermined. Furthermore, a Sigma female's refusal to be controlled means she has clear boundaries and won't tolerate disrespect or manipulation. She demands a relationship based on mutual respect and equality. For men who aren't used to being held accountable for their behavior or who expect their partners to be submissive, this can be a major adjustment. They may feel powerless and frustrated, unsure of how to navigate a relationship where their usual tactics don't work. Additionally, Sigma females are often seen as unpredictable and hard to pin down. They don't fit into neat boxes or conform to societal expectations. This unpredictability can be unsettling for men who prefer stability and predictability in their relationships. They might feel like they can't keep up with her, or that they're constantly being thrown off balance. Number 4. Authenticity over pleasing. Many men can't handle a true Sigma female because she prioritizes authenticity over pleasing others. This means she won't sugarcoat her thoughts or actions to make someone else feel better. For men who are used to women who go out of their way to cater to their egos, this can be a harsh wake-up call. Sigma females value honesty and integrity above all else. They refuse to play the game of flattery or fake niceties just to keep the peace. If something bothers them, they'll say it. If they disagree, they won't nod along just to avoid conflict. This level of directness can be unsettling for men who are more comfortable with a partner who will always say what they want to hear. It's like expecting a gentle breeze and getting a hurricane of truth instead. This refusal to cater to egos can also highlight a man's insecurities. When a Sigma female calls out bad behavior or challenges questionable decisions, it forces men to confront their flaws and shortcomings. Instead of feeling validated and admired, they might feel criticized and inadequate. This can lead to defensiveness and tension, as the man struggles to maintain his self-image in the face of her uncompromising honesty. Moreover, Sigma females don't feel the need to seek approval from others. They're confident in their own skin and don't rely on external validation to feel good about themselves. For men who are used to women who look to them for reassurance and praise, this can be confusing and even intimidating. They might feel like they have nothing to offer her in terms of boosting her self-esteem, which can leave them feeling redundant. Another aspect is that Sigma females set high standards for authenticity in their relationships. They expect their partners to be just as genuine and straightforward as they are. This can be a daunting expectation for men who are used to hiding behind facades or using charm to get by. They have to drop the act and be real, which isn't always easy or comfortable. Number 5. Ambition and drive. Many men can't handle a true Sigma female because of her ambition and drive. Sigma females are like rocket ships fueled by ambition. They have their sights set on the stars, and they're not about to let anyone clip their wings. This level of drive can be both inspiring and intimidating for men who are more used to dating stationary objects than shooting stars. For some men, a woman's ambition challenges their traditional view of gender roles. They're used to being the primary breadwinner or the one with the more demanding career. When a Sigma female comes along with her own set of high aspirations, it can feel like trying to compete in a marathon with a unicycle. It's just not the same game. They might find themselves questioning their place in the relationship, wondering if they should be cheering her on or just getting out of the way. Furthermore, Sigma females don't settle for mediocrity. They push themselves and those around them to excel, and they expect their partners to have a similar drive. This can be a daunting expectation for men who are content with a more laid-back or average approach to life. They might feel like they're suddenly expected to run a marathon when they were just hoping for a leisurely stroll in the park. Another aspect is time and energy. Sigma females dedicate a lot of their time and energy to their ambitions. This can mean long hours at work, continuous learning, and constant self-improvement. Men who expect a more traditional relationship dynamic, where their partner is always available and prioritizes the relationship above all else, might find this hard to accept. They may feel like they're competing for her attention with her career goals, like being the opening act for a headline act that never takes a break. Moreover, a Sigma female's ambition often comes with a high level of self-confidence and assertiveness. She knows what she wants and isn't afraid to go after it. This assertiveness can be off-putting for men who are used to women being more passive or accommodating. They might interpret her confidence as arrogance or feel emasculated by her assertive nature. It's like trying to arm wrestle with someone who's already won the championship. It's intimidating and kind of pointless. Number 6, uncompromising standards. Many men struggle to handle a true Sigma female because of her uncompromising standards. Sigma females have high expectations for themselves and those around them. They don't settle for anything less than excellence, whether it's in their career, relationships, or personal growth. This level of expectation can be both inspiring and intimidating for men who are used to coasting along without much effort. It's like being handed a syllabus for life when you are expecting a cheat sheet. Sigma females set the bar high and expect their partners to meet it. They don't tolerate laziness, excuses, or half-hearted efforts. For men who are accustomed to getting by with minimal effort, this can be a rude awakening. Suddenly they're faced with the challenge of stepping up their game and proving that they're worthy of being with someone who demands nothing but the best. It's like being told your resume needs an update when you thought you were already hired. Moreover, Sigma females are not afraid to walk away if their standards aren't met. They value their self-respect and won't stay in a relationship that doesn't live up to their expectations. This can be a harsh reality check for men who are used to coasting by on charm or empty promises. They might feel like they're constantly being evaluated and judged, never quite sure if they're measuring up. It's like being on a reality TV show where the judges' critiques can make or break your chances of staying in the competition. Furthermore, Sigma females expect honesty and integrity from their partners. They don't tolerate deceit or betrayal, and they're quick to cut ties with anyone who violates their trust. This can be intimidating for men who aren't used to being held accountable for their actions. They might feel like they're walking on eggshells, constantly worried about saying or doing the wrong thing. It's like trying to navigate a minefield without a map. Number 7, intellectual challenge. Many men struggle to handle a true Sigma female because of the intellectual challenge she presents. Sigma females are often highly intelligent, with a thirst for knowledge and a sharp wit to match. They value stimulating conversations and intellectual pursuits, and they're not afraid to challenge conventional wisdom or engage in debates. For some men, this intellectual prowess can be intimidating. They may feel insecure about their own intelligence or ability to keep up with a Sigma female's intellectual curiosity. They might worry that they won't be able to hold their own in conversations or that they'll be outclassed in terms of knowledge and wit. Moreover, Sigma females have a knack for asking probing questions and digging deep into complex topics. They're not satisfied with surface-level discussions or small talk. They want to explore ideas, challenge assumptions, and push the boundaries of conventional thinking. This can be overwhelming for men who prefer to keep things light and superficial. Furthermore, Sigma females are not afraid to express their opinions and stand their ground in intellectual debates. They're confident in their beliefs and aren't easily swayed by others' arguments. This can be a stark contrast to men who are used to being the dominant voice in conversations or who expect their opinions to be unquestioningly accepted. Number 8, fear of rejection. When it comes to dealing with a true Sigma female, Many men have a fear of rejection that's bigger than the line at the ice cream truck on a hot summer day. Sigma females are like rare, coveted treasure. They're selective about who they let into their lives, and catching one feels like winning the lottery. But for some men, the fear of rejection is like an annoying sidekick that won't leave them alone. Society has a knack for teaching men that their worth is directly tied to their ability to attract and keep a partner. So, when they encounter a Sigma female who doesn't follow the script, it's like trying to play a game of chess with someone who's making up the rules as they go along. They're constantly on edge, worried that one wrong move could send them straight to rejection city. What's more, Sigma females aren't afraid to be alone. They're like lone wolves, perfectly content with their own company and not willing to settle for anything less than what they deserve. This can be a tough pill to swallow for men who are used to partners who cling to them like a koala to a eucalyptus tree. They're left wondering if they'll ever be able to measure up, or if they'll end up as just another player in her game of relationship roulette. And let's not forget, Sigma females prioritize their own well-being above all else. They're like self-care gurus, unapologetically putting themselves first and not hesitating to kick anyone to the curb who doesn't bring them joy. This can be a shock to the system for men who are used to being the center of attention. Suddenly, they're faced with the prospect of being replaced faster than yesterday's leftovers in the office fridge. In essence, the fear of rejection when dealing with a Sigma female is like trying to navigate a minefield with a blindfold on, terrifying, unpredictable, and potentially explosive. But hey, if you can muster up the courage to face your fears and roll the dice, you might just find yourself in a relationship that's worth the risk. Thank you, Queens, for watching. See you in our next video. Bye for now, and God bless.